Hello, I'm CJ Whirlman. Please don't forget to subscribe to our show. Now let's get into it. It's been 1 month since Israel, backed by the United States, launched a bloody siege on Gaza. One that has killed more than 10,000 Palestinians, including more than 4,500 children. But if you think these war crimes and genocide are being carried out only as an act of psychotic Zionist vengeance for the Hamas attacks committed on October 7, then you'd be mistaken. But it's not your fault, because the mainstream media has kept the actual motives behind Israel's criminal occupation and blockade of the Palestinian territories deliberately hidden from view. The hidden motive here being Gaza's trillion-dollar maritime gas reserves. This is a genocide motivated almost exclusively by greed and profit. You see, Israel has almost zero natural resource of its own, other than white sandy beaches and sprawling vineyards. So when the country was founded in 1948, it not only had a limited supply of natural water, but also a negligible amount of oil and gas, a deprivation that motivated Israel to invade and seize the Palestinian territories in 1967. And it's why it has occupied, blockaded, and colonized them ever since. You see, the West Bank holds vast amounts of oil and water supplies, whereas Gaza is rich in natural gas, which is why you're literally seeing Israel and the United States gaslight the world over the hidden motives of its genocidal war in Gaza.
Probably wouldn't know it, but Gaza is rich, gas rich, at least 1.4 trillion cubic feet rich, to be precise. But there's a catch.
Geologists and natural resources economists have confirmed that the occupied Palestinian territory lies above sizable reservoirs of oil and natural gas wealth in Area C of the occupied West Bank and the Mediterranean coast off the Gaza Strip. To date, the real and opportunity costs of the occupation exclusively in the area of oil and natural gas have accumulated to tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars.
On June 18 of this year, Netanyahu announced Israel's plans to develop Gaza's maritime gas field.
עוסקים בדבר במשרד האוצר, המומחים המובילים בעולם ובארץ בנושא בינה מלאכותית ושורה של הישגים.
Barely 4 months after this announcement, Israel launched its unprecedented assault on Gaza on October 8. But the Western media should have seen this coming, given Israel has a history of telegraphing its true motives for laying siege on the Palestinian territory, like it did in 2014, when an Israeli defense minister confirmed that Israel's 2014 war on Gaza, which killed 2,200 Palestinians, was motivated by a desire to dominate Gaza's gas reserves. Israel has always seen Hamas as an obstacle to exploiting Gaza's lucrative gas fields to avert its growing energy crisis, which my colleague at Byline Times, Dr. Nafiz Ahmed, explains here.
What's happened recently is, of the last 6-7 years or so, increasingly it seems that Israel's energy issues have become more pronounced. Its repeated military incursions into Gaza appear to have been linked very much to the interest in dominating and exploiting these offshore reserves in Gaza. Now, there have been many efforts by Israel to come to some kind of an arrangement with its favored parties, namely the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank, run by Fatah. And kind of ride roughshod over Hamas, which is seen as an entity that they just simply cannot negotiate with under any circumstances.
Israel has blocked Palestinians in Gaza from accessing its maritime reserves and fisheries, which denies them desperately needed revenues to improve their devastated economy, because as it stands, 80% of Palestinian residents are dependent on international aid for survival, with the unemployment rate hovering around 50%. It's simply an indisputable fact that Israel's current aerial and ground assault and its subsequent plan to reoccupy and control the territory is motivated by a desire to permanently separate Palestinians from their rightful natural resources by ousting Hamas and replacing it with its reliable lapdog, the Palestinian Authority.
This well should benefit the Palestinian people. Each field is estimated to bring $50 billion to the strategic reserve. This may change the bad economic reality of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, and it will adjust the rates of public treasury and the public budget and contribute to improving development budgets. Look, there are two of these fields just before us at sea.
Since the field was discovered in 2000, Israel denied Palestinians access to the Gaza maritime zone, preventing fishing and recreational use beyond 6 nautical miles from the coast.
Now, as you can see from the way that Israel rejected a ceasefire for hostages deal, and how Israel is now claiming Gaza as its own territory, this genocidal siege was never about Hamas. It was only ever about resource theft and extraction from the Palestinian territories, like it was in 1967, like it is now with Israeli soldiers claiming new Jewish outposts in Gaza, and like it was 9 years ago when Israel began stealing oil from the occupied West Bank.
This corporate video touts the exciting prospects for Israel as an oil producer, by no means in amounts approaching its Arab neighbors, but still a promising economic asset for a country that's always been a big energy importer. The company licensed to drill in this area plans up to 14 wells, one of them already pumping commercial quantities of oil.
The quality of this oil is top quality, is one of the best one can find in the world. And when we sell it, we're receiving the top quality for this oil on the average price way over $100 per barrel.
What the company doesn't stress is plain to see. Its Megid oil field lies within shouting distance of the Israeli separation barrier. Though the Israeli government won't talk about it, by many estimates, only 20% of the oil field is inside Israel, the rest extending into the occupied West Bank.
What was left unsaid in this clip was the Israeli drilling company is in partnership with the major American oil and gas investment firm Shire International. The theft of and from occupied Palestinian territories always takes place with tacit US approval. And we're not only talking about the theft and dispossession of land, oil and gas, but also water. Israel steals water from the occupied Palestinian territories and then sells it back to the Palestinians, but at a price much higher than ordinary Israeli citizens are made to pay, while also giving Palestinians access to only 73 litres of water per day at the same time it allocates 4 times as much water to Israelis. This has been happening for decades.
He says that this well, the village well of Bardala, was drilled before 1967. It was drilled in 1965. In 1968, the Israelis drilled another well a few meters up next to this village well, and gradually it dried up their well.
Today, Israel weaponizes water to force Palestinian farmers from their lands and to pave the way for more illegal Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank.
Rights groups say Israel uses water to control Palestinians and force them from their land.
Since 1967, Israel has controlled pretty much all the water west of the Jordan River, and that has had dire consequences for Palestinians. The Washington Post recently reported that one of the world's oldest cities, Jericho, could see its famous bananas go extinct. That's because Palestinian farmers don't have access to enough water to feed their crops. Added to that has been the demolition of dozens of wells and other irrigation systems by Israel.
Under Israeli military orders, Palestinians are banned from drilling new water wells, installing pumps or deepening existing wells. Israel even controls the collection of rainwater throughout most of the West Bank, and rainwater harvesting cisterns owned by Palestinian communities are often destroyed by the Israeli army. As a result, some 180 Palestinian communities in rural areas in the occupied West Bank have no access to running water. But illegal Jewish settlers enjoy all the fresh running water they desire, of course. So when you understand how Israel controls and dominates every aspect of Palestinian life and resources, it's easy to see why control and domination of Gaza's $1 trillion gas reserves are at the forefront of Israel's mind as it bombs and invades the Palestinian territory. Israel's criminal occupation of the Palestinian territories has always been motivated by dispossessing Palestinians of their homes, land, water, oil, and gas. Over time, Israel has almost completely disappeared Palestine from the map. It's because Israel doesn't have a history, only a criminal record. But it must be stopped, and it will be stopped because we are witnessing an unprecedented global awakening against the Zionist state. Because people like you care about human rights, international law, and basic moral decency. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask that you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJWerleman. We can't produce, sustain, and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.